Hello everyone, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. Today, we'll dive into another emotional chapter of Jack and Tu Tien's journey. After surviving the two devastating storms, Bua Loi and Matmo, life seemed to calm down for a moment, until fate struck again. Tu Tien suddenly collapsed and was rushed to the hospital, leaving Jack shattered with guilt, only to discover a heartbreaking yet miraculous truth. She's 6 weeks pregnant. Stay tuned till the end to see how their love and faith are tested once more. And if you enjoy this story, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next episodes. A sharp wind cuts through the narrow street where Jack stands outside the tea shop, his heart pounding in his chest. The murmurs around him blur into a haze of dread. People are gathered in a small circle, whispering frantically about a woman who had suddenly collapsed. She fainted right on the sidewalk, someone says. They rushed her to the hospital. Jack's grip tightens around his phone. Tu Tien's smiling face glows faintly on the screen. His voice trembles as he shows her photo to the tea vendor. This woman, is it her? The vendor squints, then nods, sympathy softening her voice. Yes, that's her. Poor thing. She looked pale, unsteady. They said she might be pregnant. Jack's heart stops. His vision narrows, the sound of the world fading into a hollow echo. Which hospital? He demands, but the woman only shakes her head. An ambulance came, the one that usually goes to Xuan Van General. He turns, his legs barely carrying him. Fear floods every nerve as he imagines Tu Tien's face, her laughter, her warmth, now replaced by stillness. His mind races back to their last moment that morning. She had insisted on walking to the market alone. He should have gone with her. Jack runs down the street, the cold air slicing his lungs. When he reaches the intersection where it happened, he sees only a faint trace of red on the pavement, a mark that sears into his soul. He kneels, fingers brushing the ground, as if he could feel her heartbeat there. Tu Tien, he whispers. A passerby speaks softly behind him. They took her to the city hospital. She fainted suddenly. People said she might have been overworked. Jack stands, eyes burning. He nods and sprints toward his bike. The engine roars to life, and he weaves through traffic like a man possessed. Every red light feels like an eternity, every second a punishment. He calls tongue, his voice raw. Check the cameras at Xuan Van Bridge. Anything around noon, please. Tu Tien's missing. Got it, Tongue answers, the urgency clear. I'll call you back. Jack rides on, mind spiraling. The guilt gnaws at him. He remembers the argument they had that morning. He'd forgotten the documents she needed. She had smiled, trying to hide her frustration, and said softly, "It's okay, I'll go myself." Now that smile haunts him like a curse. At the hospital, fluorescent lights cast a sterile glow over the emergency ward. Nurses move briskly, their footsteps echoing through the corridor. Tu Tien lies unconscious on a white bed, her face pale but serene, a faint trace of exhaustion on her features. Her hair is damp with sweat, strands clinging to her forehead. A soft beep from the heart monitor is the only proof she's still fighting. Dr. Nguyen removes his glasses and exhales. "She's stable for now," he says to the nurse. "Mild concussion, some bruising from the fall. She's 6 weeks pregnant, early stage, but the fetus is unharmed." The nurse's eyes widen slightly, then soften. Poor woman. She must have fainted from stress. Outside the room, the driver of the car, a middle-aged man, waits, wringing his hands. His voice cracks when he speaks to the receptionist. "Please, Make sure she's okay. It wasn't speeding. She just collapsed in front of the car. We didn't even touch her." The receptionist nods. "She's being cared for. Leave your contact in case her family comes." He places Tu Tien's cracked phone on the counter, its screen still faintly glowing with a missed call. Jack. Meanwhile, Jack bursts through the hospital entrance, breathless. A woman, Vietnamese, around 30, brought in unconscious this afternoon. Please check. The nurse types quickly. "Sir, there are 3 women admitted today with fainting symptoms. Can you give me her full name?" "Nguyen Tu Tien," he says. "She's about 30, 5 feet 3, long black hair." The nurse scrolls again, then looks up. "Yes, she's in room 304, but please be quiet, she's resting." Jack doesn't wait. He runs down the corridor, the scent of antiseptic heavy in the air. Each door he passes feels like another heartbeat closer, or another second too late. When he reaches room 304, his hand hesitates on the handle. For a moment, fear paralyzes him. What if she's gone? What if the world has taken her again? He pushes the door open slowly. Tu Tien lies under the pale hospital light, her face calm, almost angelic. The bandage around her head gleams white against her dark hair. Tubes snake from her wrist, connecting her to a rhythm that seems too fragile to last. Jack stands frozen. His breath trembles. Then, suddenly, everything inside him breaks. He steps forward, kneels by her bed, and takes her cold hand into his. "Tu Tien." His voice cracks like shattered glass. "Why didn't I go with you? Why did I let you go alone?" The only reply is the rhythmic beep of the heart monitor, steady, patient, cruel. He lowers his head beside her hand, tears dripping onto the white sheet. Every memory rushes back, the way she used to tease him over his coffee, the warmth of her laughter during the stormy nights on the farm, her quiet strength when everything fell apart. He presses her palm to his cheek. "Please wake up. Please." Hours pass. Outside the window, the city fades into twilight. Nurses come and go, checking the monitors, whispering updates. Dr. Nguyen enters quietly, clipboard in hand. "She's stable now," he tells Jack. "It seems she fainted due to early pregnancy fatigue. She's 6 weeks along." Jack looks up, stunned. "Pregnant?" His voice trembles, caught between disbelief and joy. "Yes," the doctor continues. "Her blood tests confirm it. She must have been under too much stress. She'll need rest, both for herself and the baby." For a moment, the words don't register. Then Jack's knees give way. He covers his face with his hands, sobbing. But this time, the tears aren't just pain. They're gratitude, overwhelming and raw. He moves closer, brushing a stray hair from Tu Tien's forehead. "You're carrying our child," he whispers, "and I almost lost you both." He presses his forehead gently against her hand, the faint warmth returning beneath his touch. Outside, the night deepens. The sterile glow of the hospital corridors feels softer now, as if the whole world has paused, holding its breath for the fragile miracle lying between life and light. Jack stays by her side, unmoving, the silence broken only by the quiet hum of machines and the fragile rhythm of 2 heartbeats, one his, one she carries within. He swears silently, "Never again will I let her walk alone." The night lingers outside the hospital window, heavy and motionless. The faint glow of the city bleeds into the sterile room, where Jack still sits by Tu Tien's bedside. The rhythmic beeping of the heart monitor becomes his only companion, a fragile lullaby of life and waiting. Jack hasn't moved in hours. His eyes are swollen, his face pale from exhaustion. The chair creaks beneath him as he leans forward, fingers interlocked with hers. Her hand is warmer now, but still limp. Too still for his comfort. Tu Tien, he whispers again, as if her name alone could bring her back. You have to wake up. Not for me, for our baby. The words hang in the air, trembling between hope and fear. He looks at her stomach, still flat beneath the thin hospital blanket. His chest tightens. The thought of a tiny heartbeat inside her, a new beginning born from all their storms, feels unreal. He remembers the moment he first heard the doctor's words. 6 weeks pregnant, stable condition. For a split second, the world had brightened. Then the guilt came crashing in. He presses his palm to his forehead, haunted by what-ifs. If he hadn't forgotten the documents. If he hadn't made her go alone. If he had been there, maybe she wouldn't have collapsed on that cold street. His mother's voice echoes faintly in his memory. You can't blame yourself forever, Jack. She's strong. She'll wake up. But he can't stop. Guilt is the only thing keeping him awake, the only thing stopping him from breaking completely. Outside the room, Nurse Tien walks quietly down the corridor, carrying a tray of warm saline bags. She glances into the room and sees Jack still kneeling beside the bed. Her heart softens. She steps in gently. You should rest, sir, she says, her voice kind but firm. She's in stable condition now. Jack shakes his head. I'll rest when she opens her eyes. The nurse sighs, placing a hand on his shoulder. Love is powerful, she murmurs. Sometimes it's the only medicine that works. She leaves the room quietly, her footsteps fading. Hours slip by. Dawn slowly creeps through the blinds, painting the room with a thin layer of gold. Jack's eyes are half closed, his head resting beside Tu Tien's hand. Then, a faint movement. Her fingers twitch. Jack jerks upright, breath catching in his throat. Tu Tien? Her eyelids flutter, slow and weak, before finally opening. Her gaze wanders, unfocused, taking in the pale ceiling, the white walls, the faint beeping beside her. When her eyes finally find him, a small, tired smile forms. Jack. She breathes softly. The sound of her voice breaks something inside him. He grabs her hand, pressing it to his lips. You're awake, he whispers, tears falling freely. Thank God, you're awake. She blinks, confused. What happened? You fainted, he says gently, brushing her hair from her face. You scared everyone. But you're safe now, you and the baby. Her brow furrows. Baby? He nods, smiling through his tears. The doctor said you're 6 weeks pregnant. You didn't know? Her lips part, disbelief washing over her face. Then her eyes glisten as the reality sinks in. Pregnant? She repeats softly, her voice trembling. I thought I was just tired. Jack laughs through the tears, his shoulders shaking. You were more than tired, Tu Tien. You were carrying our little miracle. She looks at him, at his unshaven face, his red eyes, the deep exhaustion etched into his features, and reaches up weakly to touch his cheek. You didn't sleep, did you? He shakes his head, smiling faintly. I couldn't. I thought I lost you. I thought I'd never get to tell you how sorry I am. Tu Tien's eyes soften. Jack, but he interrupts, his voice breaking. If I had gone with you, this wouldn't have happened. You wouldn't have been alone. I should have protected you. She shakes her head slowly. Don't blame yourself. I didn't tell you because I didn't want to worry you. It was just a small errand. He looks at her, eyes full of pain. A small errand almost took you from me. Her fingers squeeze his hand. But it didn't. "I'm still here." She pauses, her voice trembling. "And so is our baby." Outside, the first rays of morning sunlight fill the corridor. A soft breeze drifts through the open window, carrying the scent of wet earth after a night of rain. It feels like the world itself is exhaling, a quiet relief. Dr. Nguyen enters, clipboard in hand, smiling when he sees Tu Tien awake. "Good morning," he says warmly. "You gave us all quite a scare." Tu Tien smiles weakly. "I'm sorry, doctor." "No need for that," he replies. "You just need rest, good food, and no stress. Your vitals look better already. And congratulations, it's a healthy pregnancy." Jack glances at her, still unable to believe it. "Doctor, thank you for saving her." The doctor nods kindly. "She saved herself. Sometimes, love does the work before medicine can." When he leaves, Jack looks back at Tu Tien. "Hear that? Even the doctor believes in miracles." Tu Tien smiles faintly. "Maybe that miracle is you finally learning to eat vegetables," she teases weakly. He laughs. The sound cracks through the tension like sunlight after a storm. "If that's what it takes to keep you safe, I'll eat a whole farm." Her laughter is soft, fragile, but real. For the first time in days, Jack feels something deep in his chest ease. The pain, the fear, all of it begins to fade, replaced by something new, a quiet, powerful hope. Later that morning, Jack steps outside to call his mother. When she answers, her voice trembles with worry. "Jack, any news?" He exhales, smiling. "She's awake, Mom. She's going to be okay. And we're having a baby." There's a pause, then a joyful sob on the other end. "Oh, Jack, that's wonderful. Take care of her, son. Don't let her out of your sight again." "I won't," he promises, his eyes drifting to the hospital window, where Tu Tien sits upright now, looking out at the sunrise. He ends the call and stands there for a moment, letting the morning light wash over him. The city feels different now, quieter, more forgiving. Inside, Tu Tien turns to see him standing by the window, framed in gold. Their eyes meet, and for a moment, no words are needed. They've both been through storms, literal and emotional. But this time, there's something stronger than fear binding them. A heartbeat, small but fierce, carrying their love forward. Jack walks back into the room, sits beside her, and takes her hand again. "We've been given a second chance," he says softly. "Let's not waste it." Tu Tien nods, tears welling in her eyes. "We won't." As they sit together, the morning sun spills across the white bedsheets, bathing them in warmth. The steady rhythm of the heart monitor merges with the quiet rhythm of their breathing, a promise of life, love, and the fragile beauty of beginning again. And for the first time in a long while, Jack smiles without pain. Because even in the aftermath of fear, even after everything they've lost, something new has begun.